Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm cryptoFOXXY and this is your crypto news for today. So Bitcoin and stocks are mimicking the COVID-19 crash. We're going to go over what's going on in the overall market. Let's jump into it in this video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on X as well if you're watching there. And let's get into our video here. So we can see Bitcoin started off yesterday with a fairly decent price. We're approaching 88K. And then basically the Trump tariff news and update have come out yesterday. Trump has imposed tariffs over pretty much every country in the world with a base tariff as well as additional tariffs if they also have tariffs in place against the US. So dropping down to about 81.7 as of the recording of this video. Things are just looking pretty blah. No, I'm not even blah. Things are looking really bleak. That's more the right word for it. It's just, the markets are obviously taking a big brunt, a big hit from this tariff news, down about 5.2% over the last 24 hours, the total crypto market decline. So we can see that right across the board, basically, we have a couple of things that are barely in the green, and then the rest, everything is basically tanking. The worst hit is Hyperliquid, Barachain, Pi, Jitto, Celestia, Athena, Pepe, and the Trump coin, which is not very surprising, considering that this is basically a Trump move. So let's talk about what's going on with stocks and crypto, because stocks also matter as well, right? The U.S. unemployment data has also added to selling pressure today. It itself is not really a huge cause for concern, but where it's coming along with with tariffs, then we had inflation data come in pretty nasty last week. It's just another thing to basically tick off saying that the markets are just not that great, and that's pretty much what's added to it. So like I said, we saw the high on Bitcoin yesterday, and then the government unveiled reciprocal trade tariffs, and Bitcoin ran out of steam. And really, what it did was it caused a sell off because the uncertainty that tariffs bring to the table is unprecedented. Because really, what we have to look back on is tariffs from what 100 years ago. That's not really relevant to today's markets and today's manufacturing, today's economy, and things like that, right? So even taking data from back when there was tariffs previously, it doesn't really make it 100% relevant for today. So really, we don't know what we're getting into. This is unprecedented territory, like I've been mentioning, and it's just something that we're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens, because it could kind of go a number of different ways. It could cause a number of heightened volatility, up and down type movement. It could cause a recession. We just don't know what's going to happen, and that is why stocks and crypto are reacting badly to this news, because uncertainty creates volatility in the markets, right? U.S. stocks followed the down pressure, with the S&P 500 down over 4% on the day at the time of writing of this article here. So today's 3.7% drop puts the S&P 500 on track for its largest daily decline since the 2020 pandemic lockdowns. Trading resource Cabosi Letter wrote on X. Now they erased nearly $3 trillion in market cap, and $3 trillion is more than the market cap of crypto combined. Crypto combined right now is at 2.62 trillion. So put that into perspective. With S&P 500 basically lost more than the total crypto market cap in the span of a day, which is absolutely insane. The U.S. initial jobless claims came in below estimates at 219,000 versus the anticipated 228,000. And like I said, guys, it's not a huge difference, but it does matter in the overall picture, in the grand scheme of things, right? And how stronger labor market trends are traditionally associated with weaker risk asset performance, as they imply that policymakers can keep financial conditions tighter for longer. Now, the CME Group FedWatch tool, nonetheless, they continue to see markets favor an interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve in the next FOMC meeting in June. Now, will that come into play? Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, because they're going to analyze the data right up until the day of their decision, and things can change a lot in a couple of months, in my opinion. Now, as recession odds rise, markets think that the Fed will be forced to cut rates soon as next month, the Cabosi letter has added. Now, that is something that I know President Trump has been pushing for. He wants the Fed to cut interest rates, and this might be a whole part of his grand scheme. Who really knows? Bearish Bitcoin price action could last at least 3 to 6 months. Just basically from the whole trade war thing that's been going on, and also a negative inflation data coming into play there as well, right? With the Fed not cutting rates in their last meeting, we're looking really for the next interest rate cut to potentially happen. We won't know until June, but this could last a little while. Now, what we could see is a stair step up, then an elevator down. So basically, move up. People will think, maybe we're going to come back. We might be back. We might be back, and then boom. Then the bottom will basically fall out of it. But that is what a trader named Roman on X has said. He's a very popular trader as well. Now, he says, there's just a number of different things here that we can look at. It's just nothing is looking good right now. Bitcoin printed a new death cross. So what happens there is the 30-day volume weighted price of Bitcoin has crossed below the 180-day. And that is just, these are the moving averages, right? And when it prints that type of death cross, that is historically this pattern preceded 3 to 6 months of bearish trends. So that could be what we are looking at here as well. So hopefully we'll get some kind of stability in the markets here soon, so we can kind of let things settle and find out where our new normal is. But as of right now, things are looking pretty bearish. I wish I had better news for you guys, but it is what it is, and we kind of have to just face it head on and just prepare for things. So what am I doing right now? I am not purchasing. I'm not buying anything. I'm not spending any money in crypto for the next little bit. I'm going to wait and kind of see. It's I know it's hard to time the market, right? It's hard to time the bottom, and most people can't, right? Most people can't time the bottom because you just sometimes never know when bullish news is going to happen, and it could really turn things around and send things flying. So what I'm going to do is just observe for the next little bit, and I'm going to make my decision basically when I feel like sentiment is changing. And that's really what it comes down to, right? Bullish news, yeah, that's great, but bullish news hasn't really been moving the market, so to speak, in the last while as well. So I'm still even hesitant on that. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm just going to basically um, it's really hard to describe. I'm going to observe, like I said, observe. I'm going to observe what happens in government. I'm going to keep up on the news. I'm going to keep watching what is going on social media, because that is really a big driver, right? How people are feeling about the market is a huge driver. And a lot of times when people are at the point where they're fed up, they're selling everything. They're never coming back to crypto ever again. They lost so much money in this BS market and blah, 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 blah. This is what goes on social media. That's when I start really looking at things, and I'm like, okay, everybody's starting to capitulate. Maybe this is when I have to start, reaccumulating some of my assets. So I haven't sold anything. I'm just not one of those panic seller people. Do I think that we're going to come into some crappy times here in the next little bit? Yes, but I'm not selling anything. What I'm going to do is wait for that point in time where I feel like the market's going to turn around, and then I'm going to start deploying some capital. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is either saving my money into fiat, or I'm going to be saving it into stable coins. So probably both, a little bit of both, most likely is what's going to happen there. So right now, I'm not buying anything unless it's something new, right? If we see, like, I'm always into new launches and things like that. So I'm going to continue doing that. But as of right now, with the alts and the my long-term strategy, coins and crypto that I have now, I'm just going to leave them as they are, and I'm going to accumulate basically when I think that the market's going to turn. So hopefully, I'll be able to share that with you guys. But stay tuned, stick around, hang out around the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed, hit the like button, and follow me on X as well if you're watching there, because this thing can move very, very quickly. And I'm always going to be here every single day in crypto. I'm monitoring everything, even if I might not have a video or two out that specific day. If there's something that I see pops up, I'm definitely going to be here. So don't worry about that, guys. We will be around to keep you guys updated. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.